The invisible storm inside our homes. Most people think buildings fail in big, obvious moments. A storm tears off a tile, a flood ruins the carpet. A crack suddenly appears and everyone panics. But that's not how most buildings really fall apart. They unravel the way a rope does, strand by strand, quietly, patiently, almost politely. And the strange truth is this: the damage usually isn't fully outside or fully inside. It lives in between, carried on air, fed by moisture and driven by tiny chemical reactions that never make a sound. This is the real story of building decay. Not drama, process, dust. The tiny invader with a long memory. Air looks empty, but it's busy. It carries dust, soot, grit, and particles so small you could stack several across the width of a hair. Some you see as a grey film on a shelf. Others, like fine dust particles, you never notice at all, even though they slip deep into lungs and settle quietly on surfaces. These particles come from everyday life, traffic, industry, fuel burning. That's why busy roads don't just dirty windows, they slowly coat entire buildings. Here's the twist most people miss. Dust isn't neutral. Some particles soak up gases from the air and turn acidic, quietly etching stone and brick. Others carry trace chemicals that act like accelerators, making materials decay faster than they should. Even renovation work adds to the mix. Sanding plaster or mixing cement releases fine alkaline dust. It irritates eyes and lungs, and it can also damage delicate finishes nearby. Live near the sea. Another guest arrives on the breeze: salt. Sea spray drops invisible crystals onto masonry. When moisture dries, salt grows inside tiny pores like expanding wedges, pushing material apart from within. No force, no impact. Just time doing what it does best. Indoor air. When a house becomes an ecosystem, step inside and things don't necessarily get safer, they just get more complicated. Indoor air isn't just air, it's a blend of particles, fibers, fumes, and living organisms. And inside buildings, these don't just affect walls, they affect people. This is where phrases like sick building syndrome come from. The moment a building stops being a shelter and starts quietly working against its occupants. Inside, you'll find dusts from wood, old paints and fine minerals, fibers from insulation, glass, ceramics, and sometimes asbestos. Microbes like molds and bacteria waiting for moisture to linger. Invisible fumes drifting from paints, adhesives, furniture, and treatments. Smoke, soot, grease and dirt transferred by hands, shoes and habits. Add poor light, constant background noise, or stale air, and suddenly people feel tired, foggy, irritated, without knowing why. Buildings don't just contain life, they shape how it feels. Moisture, the master key. If dust delivers the message, moisture opens the door. Moisture is the great enabler. It makes almost every other problem easier. Timber becomes vulnerable to rot. Salts dissolve, move, and recrystallize. Paint blisters. Plaster weakens. Mould spreads. Metal corrodes faster. Modern living often makes this worse. We insulate, seal, double glaze, block chimneys, and heat homes more than ever. Warmth improves comfort, but it can also trap humidity in buildings that were designed to breathe. A healthy building is a balancing act. Moisture comes in through cooking, bathing, drying clothes, leaks, rain, and even construction itself. It must leave through ventilation, extraction, drainage, heating patterns, and evaporation. When that balance fails, moisture doesn't vanish. It hides in thick walls, timbers, rubble-filled voids, forming reservoirs that keep feeding decay long after the original problem is gone. Like a sponge that refuses to dry. Rising damp, the slow climb. Rising damp is moisture creeping upward through porous walls, pulled by tiny capillaries the same way tea climbs a sugar cube. When it appears, it brings company, rotting skirtings, stained walls, salty deposits outside, and higher indoor humidity that feeds condensation. It's rarely caused by one single fault. More often it's a combination: missing or bridged damp-proof courses, raised ground levels, trapped salts, or finishes that seal walls so tightly moisture has nowhere to escape. Penetrating damp. Water rarely breaks in penetrating damp is rain entering straight through the building's skin, walls, roofs, joints, openings. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Water almost never forces its way inside. It's invited. Through cracked joints, missing flashings, saturated parapets, blocked cavities, windowsills that slope the wrong way, overflow pipes dumping water onto walls. Moisture doesn't kick the door down. It finds the unlocked window you stopped noticing years ago. Condensation. Rain you create yourself. Condensation is indoor rain. Warm air holds moisture. Cool it down, and when it hits the dew point, water appears on cold surfaces like glass, tiles, and glossy paint. Some condensation is visible. Some forms inside walls and roofs, where it does far more damage. Everyday life produces surprising amounts of moisture: cooking, bathing, drying clothes, heaters. Condensation loves quiet corners, behind furniture, in cupboards, roof spaces with poor airflow. Lightweight modern buildings can make this worse. The air warms quickly, the structure stays cold, and moisture condenses like breath on a winter window. Salts. The silent breaker. Salts are among the most misunderstood forces in buildings. Water carries them into brick and stone. When moisture evaporates, crystals form. On the surface, you see a white bloom. Inside the pores, pressure builds, and the surface can crumble away. Some salts even pull moisture from the air, making walls look damp long after leaks are gone. Others dissolve and reappear depending on humidity, creating mystery damp that confuses everyone. Sometimes the wall isn't leaking at all. It's performing chemistry. The deeper lesson: buildings don't decay because they're old. They decay because air carries particles, moisture carries salts, chemistry drives reactions, and biology moves in when conditions allow. Modern living can quietly tip that balance without us realizing. Once you learn to see it, patterns appear everywhere. The tide mark, the mouldy corner, the blistered paint, the salty bloom. The building isn't just failing, it's talking. And if noticing one invisible force changes how you see a wall, what else have you been walking past every day without realizing it was trying to warn you? Remember to subscribe for more.